One of the best games like GTA 5 is unsurprising its predecessor Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 recreates a dark and grim version of New York City. Like GTA 5, the game is an open world sandbox with arguably a better physics engine than its sequel. You play as Niko Bellic, a war veteran who struggles with his violent memories from the war. He migrates to Liberty City to try and breathe a new and better life out of himself. He also is in search of the man who reportedly sold out his unit during the war. However, despite wanting to live a normal life, Niko can't outrun his past. He eventually succumbs to the life of a criminal by working with big Mafia bosses. Niko's tale is gloom, with a mix of dark humor. The graphics don't co-op with the current generation of games, but the storyline and interaction with the city makes GTA 4 stand out. The second game on the list is Red Dead Redemption 2. A sequel to one of the most highly regarded games during the PlayStation 3 era, Red Dead Redemption 2 is like GTA 5 but set in a Western world. 8 years after the first game came out, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most ambitious open world games in terms of detail, graphics and AI behavior. Serving as a prequel to the first game, players take on the mantle of Arthur Morgan. Arthur is a veteran member of the Van der Linde gang. Another prominent Van der Linde gang member is the first game's main protagonist, John Marston. They carry out criminal acts to express their rejection to the corrupt system. Like GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2 offers various activities like hunting, robbery, fishing, gambling, chores and even bounty hunting, albeit the amount of details that the world offers is much more intricate when compared to most other open world games. Next up on the list is LA Noir. Don't be fooled by the game's age, LA Noir is Rockstar's most definite investigative game out to date. This game paved its way by being a semi-open world game with a focus on mystery and puzzle solving. LA Noir has its moments of open world exploration, however it is linear compared to other games on the list. You play as Cole Pelps, a war veteran who became a detective after his retirement in the army. He is reputable for solving high-profile and the most difficult cases available at the time. His story has many ups and downs, which is what makes this game very intriguing. You work to solve cases by gathering clues, interviewing people and finding the truth. LA Noir is notable for having one of the most advanced technologies at the time, which is motion scan. Motion scans allows for developers to capture the abstract facial expressions of actors and implement them in the game engine. However, it proved to be very expensive and now many developers consider it unnecessary. The next game of the list is Saints Row III, the Remastered edition. Saints Row is a parody of the Grand Theft Auto games. The game features a lot more quirky and weirdly exaggerated versions of GTA stints. The most recent release of the game is Saints Row III Remastered, which is honestly one of the most GTA-like games compared to its sequels. Saints Row III takes place years after Saints Row 2. The third street saints have become famous and you presume the role of the leader of the gang. As the leader you take control of the group's actions which may or may not result in death. Saints Row III is one of the best games in the franchise. The succeeding sequels are filled with over-the-top ridiculousness, power and even aliens. We are hoping that the reboot would set Saints Row back to where it came from. Next up, Mafia, the Definitive Edition. Mafia Definitive Edition is a remake of the classic Mafia from way back in 2002. It is a game set in the 1930s with a heavy emphasis on the life of a taxi driver who became part of the Salieri crime family. The gameplay heavily resembles games like GTA 5, however, with much slower and more realistic pacing. The story of Mafia follows Tommy Angelo, a taxi driver who unknowingly becomes part of an organized crime group called the Salieri crime family. Tommy climbs up the ranks of the Mafia and becomes indulged in his life as a criminal. He begins to arrange a meeting with the police detectives to destroy the Salieri crime family in exchange for witness protection. Mafia follows similarity to LA Noir's semi-open world structure. The game gives you a set of missions and there are instructions in between missions that allow you to free roam for a bit. However, there's a huge free ride mode that enables you to discover secrets and random missions. The next game on the list is Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2 is a sequel to the overhyped mess Watch Dogs. Think of Watch Dogs like a GTA game, but you can hack the entire city with the press of a button. Watch Dogs 2 follows the story of its prequel, however you are now in the shoes of Marcus Holloway. Marcus Holloway is a member of DedSec in the San Francisco Bay Area. He goes by the alias Retro. Marcus is well adapted and all-rounded when it comes to hacking. He can hack into any character, know their info and even cars and electronics. With this set of skills, Marcus aims to take down CTOS 2.0 as a form of a revenge for branding him as a criminal. Watch Dogs 2 is honestly what the first game should have been, a more fleshed out mechanics and well written story. It's surely the best Watch Dogs game in my opinion, and that's why we put it on this list. Sleeping Dogs. Take note, this game is not related to Watch Dogs. Sleeping Dogs is an open world action game like GTA 5. Set in the streets of Hong Kong, you play as an undercover cop looking to bring down the triads. There are multiple similarities between Sleeping Dogs and GTA, however the most notable is the much more melee-centric combat system. The melee combat system is one of the best we've seen in years. The punches feel heavy, the environment takedowns are bloody, and overall the combat is much more enjoyable when compared to the other open world games. It's like you're playing as Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan in one of their movies. Although Sleeping Dogs lacks good side missions, I would highly recommend trying this game out, as it's usually on sale for dirt cheap prices. The 7th item on the list is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance is a good mix of role-playing and open world games like GTA 5, however it has more focus on role-playing due to the number of characters, decision and progression that you will be able to do. The game offers a first-person perspective with more realistic character statuses such as health, stamina, energy and nourishment. The story takes place in Bohemia during a war in 1403. You play as young Henry, a no-named apprentice living with his parents. Upon his quest to finish a sword for the king's henchmen, an army of common soldiers attacked and killed young Henry's parents in the process. The story starts to branch off from there depending on your decisions. The game also revolves around a branching storyline and enduring the harsh open world of Bohemia. You can also continually build relationships with other characters within the game and advance their quest lines that may or may not provide you with useful rewards. Nonetheless, Kingdom Come Deliverance is a great open world RPG that offers multiple choices for players who want to control their own fate in the cruel medieval world. The second last item on the list is The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is a fantastic fantasy medieval RPG and also open world game. The Witcher 3 follows the events of the previous Witcher games, however you don't need to play the prequels to get a sense of what's going on in this game. Up until this day people are singing high praises for The Witcher 3 and actually there's an upcoming sequel to this game. The Witcher 3 tackles the story of Geralt of Rivia, a legendary witcher from the School of the Wolf. He is in active pursuit of his lost daughter Ciri. Ciri is Cintra's sole princess and was born to become a witcher. The Wild Hunt is seeking Ciri's true power and wants to take her into their world. The story revolves around Geralt finding and protecting Ciri at all costs. The game has multiple quest lines and even side quests. It has lots of activities and collectibles like GTA. However, it mainly focuses on the fantasy and magical elements of gameplay when it comes to lore. This aspect contrasts the realism that Grand Theft Auto 5 is vying for. If you look at it from a wider perspective, you'd think that The Witcher 3 is far from the genre from video games like GTA 5, however it's an open world sandbox adventure game with a compelling story. We arrived at the final game on the list, Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most recent titles on this list. It's a first-person perspective open-world RPG set in Night City. Although initially the game received massive criticism due to the lack of promised content, Cyberpunk 2077 is still one of the best games like GTA 5. In Cyberpunk 2077 you play the role of V. V is a mercenary outlaw who suddenly gets involved in a ruckus when an iconic rockstar terrorist gets implanted into his head. Johnny Silverhand, the rockstar terrorist, slowly tries to take control of V's body until both of them decide to work together as a unit. The story is decent at best, however the most fun aspect of the game is the amount of customization and perks that are your options. The customization in this game lets you adapt a particular playstyle that suits you. Rather than being common with the usual warrior, cleric, mage playstyle, they put their own cyberpunk twist to different playstyles. Honestly, Cyberpunk 2077 is a massively great game if you did not give into the hype and bypass the promises of the developers. Those are our top 10 games like GTA 5. What do you think of this list? Are there games that you've played that are similar to GTA? Let us know in the comments section below. Please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to not miss the next video.